Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. I had the best time. This week we decided to go back to Haute Goat, and if you've been watching my videos, you saw the goat schmirgling video when we went and hung out with the goats and played with them all day. They also have alpacas and you can take them for a walk, and they advertise it as doing something called the Knuffle Shuffle. And I wanted to do the Knuffle Shuffle. So we went back to Haute Goat and we decided we would go and take an alpaca for a walk. I am so excited. Here we go.
Is it Colette?
Yes. First thing, we get there, and I'm actually kind of scared. I'm not afraid usually around animals, but alpacas spit at you and they kick you. We finally got an alpaca that picked me. Her name was Jerica, and she happened to have a little baby. So I got a chance to walk Jerica with her little baby, and once I got over my fear and she got over hers, we made a fabulous pair, and she hummed at me the whole time, which apparently means the alpaca likes you. She's so pretty. Oh, they're strong. Everyone needs to do the Knuffle Shuffle at Haute Goat. I'm so excited we're going to be eating lunch at the best restaurant ever. And like here on a goat farm. I'm serious, it's so good. Look how gorgeous this is. Butternut squash salad and then apple kale salad over here that doesn't on their menu yet, but we're getting to try it. And what a great meal we had. It's always food involved. All right, that was our fantastic experience with the Knuffle Shuffle and my alpaca walk. Now we're gonna go do the reading for the week. Now, if you're new, we're gonna choose a card from 1 to 6. This is card number 1. This is card number 2. This is card number 3. This is card number 4. This is card number 5. And this is card number 6. So remember, when I turn these cards over, the card that is your number is going to be a special message for you to kind of like be an exclamation mark on the entire reading for the week. So pay attention. Now, these are obviously a card deck you might not have seen yet because I don't think I've used this in ages. This is the very first deck that I ever made, and it's called the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle Cards, the first one that I published with Hay House. I had made it years before, and it was my first opportunity to publish an Oracle deck, so I'm super proud of it. You will notice that the backs of the cards are not reversible. In other words, you can't read it upside down or right side up because it's not meant to be read upside down. The first card is called an anchor card, and it is the serpent, and that means that it's an overarching theme for everybody this week, as well as being your personal card if you picked card number 1. So it's all about healing. So we know that the theme of this week is healing. So what is it that we're trying to heal this week? And what's the focus? And the next card usually tells us what the focus is. And that next card is partnership. So we are looking at our relationships with other people, with the way that we operate in the world. We don't operate in a vacuum. We don't create our reality in a vacuum. We have partnerships with each other and our partnership with spirit as well. So healing the partnerships that operate in our lives, whether they are relationships from the past that still need healing, or whether they're about situations that are going on right now, this is a week for us to put to rest any resentments, any difficulties that we have with other people, and create that bridge, bring that olive branch, for example. Now, and clean up the past because it releases a burden. Now, the novice is the next card. So the story in motion here is we might not know what we're doing. So the novice card is card number 3. That's all about the beginner mind. Coming to the table saying, I don't know. Not coming to the table and saying, oh, I know how you feel. No, you don't. None of us do. Until we've actually lived in somebody else's shoes, we don't know. So we can't make any assumptions this week that we know anything about another person, or even about the will of the divine, because we have a partnership with spirit too. This is a wonderful card because it reminds us you don't have to know. You don't need to know. You come and say, I am willing to learn. I am willing to hear you, because it's also the card of deep listening. It reminds us as well too not to get into the know-it-all headspace. Just speak your truth, and with humility. That's what this is calling for. Also this week, puppy break. Me and Bizou want to talk to you all about subscribing to my channel. So if you subscribe to my channel, a little bell comes up, see? And when you click on the bell, well, that means that YouTube will send you a notification every time we upload a new video on this channel. So we hope you will. Click the bell, click, click, click. Right, Bizou? Now, this next card is the Stag. So what I love about this is that from humility comes true pride and true leadership. The Stag is the card of leadership and how we bring ourselves to the world and how we affect other people. Each person here leads by example, right? So it's not just empty words. You're not saying, oh, here's my empty words. It's really more about, here are my actions. Here's how I want to heal. Here's how I want to make amends. Here's how I really want to be better in the world. So here are the actions that I'm going to take, but without overly compromising. It's still with keeping yourself intact and your sense of dignity, and it's warning also sometimes about compromising too much just to make people happy. So this is a very, very proud and dignified week in our relationships and our contacts with other people. So this is beautiful. Now the eagle is the card that represents the connection to the angelic realm and the connection to spirit. And it represents also integrity, is that highest good that I talk about a lot. You know, what is in our highest good? May not always be what we want, but what is the highest good for everybody? Sometimes when we reach out to heal a relationship, it doesn't mean that when we involve ourselves in a forgiveness with somebody that we have to reboot the relationship. We actually don't need to. Sometimes it's just a matter of saying, I will make peace and go my own way. So this is also something to consider this week too. It's really about releasing yourself and also other people of the burden of whatever needs healing between you. Now joy, this is the result card, is joy. So this is the way for us to be happier, is to release ourselves from the burdens of the unhealed factors that we have in relationships with the rest of the world. And it doesn't ask us to be perfect. That's what the novice card reminds us. It's just one step, baby steps. You're not expected to do everything all at once. And if people think you can and you will, well, they are not accurate, because none of us can figure everything out in a day or in a minute. You might have an epiphany, you might feel like, oh yeah, I know what to do, but then it takes time to evolve into a new way of being, right? So give yourself a hall pass. The novice says you don't know everything, and you're not expected to know everything, so don't expect perfection of yourself or other people, even if they make a half-hearted attempt. Sometimes just a half-hearted attempt is good enough. All right, that is our 6 cards for the week, so let me go again. Card number 1 is the Serpent, and it's about healing. Card number 2 is Partnership, which is about relationships with others and with your higher power. Card number 3 is the Novice, reminding us to be in beginner mind and drop perfectionism and assumptions about others. Card number 4 is the Stag. It's about not compromising your dignity and your integrity and staying strong and true to what you know for you, and to lead by example rather than words. Then Eagle is card number 5, and that card is all about your connection to spirit and the integrity in which you make that connection, that communion with spirit. And last but not least, of course, the result card, which is card number 6, is joy. How do you have more joy? Joy isn't just happiness. I feel joy is related to gratitude. So whenever I get this card, joy, it reminds me to be super grateful for everything that I have in this world. This is a beautiful week to build bridges with those with whom you might have some bumps, or even within yourself. If you're not at a place where you can actually bring the olive branch, start by admitting that needs to happen, and do it at your own speed or pace. So this is a beautiful week. We're going to be doing an astro reading that you're going to be getting this week too. So we will see you then. If you like this video, well, share this video with your friends. Like the video, subscribe to my page, leave us a comment. We love it when you come here on YouTube to have a little chat with us. And we'll see you next week. Want to get an alpaca for the house?
To mow the lawn?
Yeah.
Or chew the lawn?
Lawn mowing. Turns out when they don't want to eat, they don't feel safe that they can eat, but she feels safe now. Now she's bossing me around and making sure I, ow!